Today I want to talk to you about purpose. Someone said, the real tragedy of life is not death, but life lived with a purpose. So we're going to go a little deeper to find out why purpose is so important. I'm Joel. Welcome to the Winning Life podcast. There's a word in the Bible which says, many are plans in a man's heart, but the Lord's purpose prevails. I want to talk to you about purpose. Why purpose is so important. Because if you don't know the purpose of your life, you're going to abuse your life. Anyone who doesn't know a purpose of something, they're going to misuse it. They're going to abuse it. And eventually they're going to lose it. See, if you don't know the purpose of a mobile phone, if a person who doesn't know what he can do with it, there is so much good he can do. He can connect to the world. He can bring world to his home. But if he doesn't know it, he's going to use it for so many wrong things. And eventually, he's going to lose life. He's going to lose a lot of things from something which is good. In the same way, your life is very important and there is a purpose for your life. Someone said like this, the real tragedy of life is not death. We think the worst thing that can happen in your life is death. That is not the real tragedy. The real tragedy is to live a life and you don't know why you lived. To live a life and you don't know the purpose of your life. And if you don't know your purpose, eventually you would have done a lot of things and you would have done nothing. You can't be a jack of all trades and master of none. There is a saying that, is it not? You know a lot of things, you have done a lot of things, you have tried a lot of things and you have not mastered anything. All of us, the great leaders of life, they went after one thing and they are remembered for one thing. If you talk about Mahatma Gandhi, he's remembered for one thing. Because he didn't do a lot of things. He just focused on one because that was the purpose of his life. If you look at Sachin Tendulkar, what did he do? He played cricket. That was the purpose of his life. He came to do that and he did it well. And you remember him for that. You don't remember, Sachin for so many other things. The same way, greatness comes when you know your purpose. When you know what you're created for, why you are male, why you are a female, why you talk like this, why you think like this, why you were born here in this part of the world. Everything there is a purpose. Do you know, nothing is created for beauty. A rose which is so beautiful, it is not just for beauty. Yes, it is beautiful, but there is a purpose for it. God created everything, all things with a purpose. You have come into this world with a purpose. A beautiful flower, as beautiful it is, it has a purpose. It is there to attract the bees. It is there for it to create, for the bees to come and, the bees will help in pollination. A lot of good happens. So there is a purpose for everything in this world. Do you know your purpose? Do you know why you were created? Do you know why you are in this world? Do you know what is the greatness that is hidden inside of you? Do you know what you're supposed to finish? So many questions that you need to ask yourself, and in all that you need to find your purpose, and you go after your purpose. Because once you get to know the purpose of your life will become a success. We don't have to try this and try that. When your plans, when your desires becomes God's purpose, life is done. Today, whatever I do, I'm a preacher, I'm a pastor, that is the purpose of my life. I tried a lot of things. I did this and that and failed very badly. But when I got to know, when I discovered my purpose, today nobody can stop me, because this is something that I happily do. This is something that I joyfully do. This is because this is the purpose of my life. I was born to do this. Nobody can discourage me. Nobody can take me out of this. Nobody can stop me from doing this, because this is the purpose. So once you know your purpose, you will become unstoppable. You will become invincible. You will do great things. You will do great exploits, because that is how you're created. That is how you're designed. Maybe today you're stuck in a job which you don't want to do actually. Maybe you're living a life where you are not very happy with that. So don't go on living a life where you've given up on your dreams, you've given up on your future. Don't do that. Find your purpose. Ask God, why? What is the purpose of my life? What is that I should do? What is that I need to accomplish? What is the greatness that is hidden in me that I can bring it out? Once you know your purpose, you will be blessed and you will be a blessing. Jesus came into this world with a purpose. He was created. He was born to die. That is what the Bible says. The very reason he came into this world is so that he can die and he can redeem. He can be a savior to all mankind. And that was his purpose. He did not, move away from that. He was so focused that he went all the way to the cross. He died on the cross and he redeemed the whole mankind. Today, because he did that, we can experience the newness of life. We can experience we can have a born again experience. That is what Jesus did. Because he knew his purpose, and because he went after that, and he fulfilled his purpose. So I want to encourage all of you that we have come into this world, and we are born in this world, and we have a great life to live. There is so much that we can do. There is so much that we are designed to do. There is so much that God has put inside of us. Find out, because there is a potential inside of us which we have not even understood, we have not even seen. Some of you can sing well, some of you can do this and do that. You have not even tried, because you've given into your circumstances and you've thought, I can't do it. But there is a purpose for that. There is a reason why you do what you do. So go after that, and make it real in your life, and see how things will work in your life. See how things are going to change in your life. When you know your purpose, there is a passion in it. You will become very passionate about life. You don't have to tell Virat Kohli to be passionate about cricket, because that is what he is. That is what he wants to do. Because he has so much of passion. You can see it on the field when he bats and when he does play cricket. So that is his passion and that is his purpose. So when you know your purpose, you will do it with a lot of passion. In the Bible, we read about a man called Moses. The very purpose of this man, the very reason God sent Moses into this world is to deliver his people from the slavery. And God divinely protected him and preserved him, and God made him to be taken care in the king's, in the Pharaoh's palace itself, and he grew up there. God waited for Moses to do the right things at the right time. But somewhere, Moses lost his purpose. He started taking things in his own hand. He missed out on God's big plan. And he did something which was not required of him to do. And eventually, he lost his purpose. He left the place. He hid himself in the wilderness. He became a shepherd. From being a prince, he was a shepherd. And everyone forgot about Moses because 40 years went by from where he had to do whatever he had to do. He lost his purpose, and for 40 years he was just a shepherd, you know taking care of the sheep. Maybe he forgot about his purpose, but God never forgot. God knew that God had a purpose for his life, and God would come back, visit him, and bring him back to where he belonged and start using him for a great purpose. So, that is what happened with Moses. He lost everything. He went away. He was hiding behind a mountain, taking care of sheep. Nobody knew that he was once a prince in Egypt. Even though he was hidden from everyone, but God knew him where he was. And God pulled him out. God said, Moses, I'm going to choose you. I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to use you in a mighty way. He gave a lot of reasons. He said, God, I can't speak. I don't know what to do. But God said, you can do it, because, that is the purpose of your life. You just go and do what I tell you to do, and everything will work out fine. And eventually he went, he did what God told him to do. He brought the people out of slavery. And, today we remember him because, he finished his purpose. And same way, let me encourage you. Maybe as I talk to you, as you watch me, as you listen to me, maybe you're going through the same experience. Maybe you've given up on a big dream, or you've given up on the purpose of God, and you're doing something which you were not created for. That is why there is so much of frustration in your life. That is why there is so much of problem and lack and so many things not going right in your life. I'm not telling you to just quit everything and come out of whatever you're doing and start something new. No, I'm not telling that. But find your purpose. Know what God is telling you to do. Understand that you are designed and you are made with a purpose, and go after that and see, how things are going to change. And you will be restored back to everything. You will do everything in a wonderful way. That is what happened as God changed Moses' life. God restored him back to where he belonged. I want to tell you that God is going to restore your life, and God is going to bring purpose into your life. God is going to make your life, a brand new thing. He's going to do whatever he has purposed. The thing is, we need to be, willing and obedient to do what God has called us to do. And if you can find your purpose, and if you can know what you're created for, if you understand that life is not just, getting a job, going, building a house, buying a car, paying all the bills and die one day, that is not your purpose. Let me tell you, if you're thinking, that is all life is all about, that you work a job, you find get married, have children, and, pay all your bills and die one day, that is not your purpose. You have a greater purpose. You have something beyond yourself, something beyond, what you have even thought sometimes. Mother Teresa's purpose was to do big things. She was born somewhere, but she came into India. She did a great service to mankind. She fulfilled her purpose. Someone said that the cemetery, the burial ground, is the most richest place on planet Earth. Why? Why? Because if you go to the cemetery, you will see thousands of people who are dead, buried in that place. And do you know that there was, in those people, maybe there were so many who had so much of greatness in them. They had a great purpose for their life, but they never found their purpose. They just lived a mediocre life, an average life. Maybe there was a dream, maybe they had a desire, maybe they wanted to be, a scientist, maybe they wanted to be, in politics, they wanted to be a prime minister. God had a purpose for that. Maybe, God had sent them into this world to be a great pastor, a preacher, a healing evangelist. We don't know what was the purpose of their life, but they never found their purpose, and they finished their life. That is why, the cemetery has taken so much, the wealth there is great, because they did not find their purpose. Let us not be like that. Every time I have to preach in a funeral. This is what I keep telling. This is what I tell. The person who died, he finished his course. But we are alive, and there is a purpose for our life. That we are not here just to fill space, occupy space, but we are here for a great purpose. And let us find that purpose and go after it and do it and finish it. Because every person who exits this earth, every person who dies in this world, they should die finished. Jesus, when he died on the cross, the last thing that he said, it's finished. Jesus died empty. There was nothing in him to offer. He had poured himself out. He had given everything that he brought into this world. He came fully loaded and he went empty. That is what Paul says. I am poured like an offering. He died. He said, I have run my race. I finished my course. There's nothing for me to do. I'm going to go. That is how we need to leave this earth. We come with so much of potential. We come with so much of, loaded with good things, that we know our purpose, we find our purpose and we finish it. And when you leave this earth, you go empty. Because, you have finished what you are called to do. You have done your part. And you will be a great blessing. Surely, with what with what you understand, with, when you fulfill God's purpose for your life, you would have touched thousands of people. You have made a mark. Somewhere you would be a great blessing to so many people in so many different ways. It's not that you have to be a preacher. It's not that you have to be a great person, but in your own way, you can display your greatness, you can find your purpose, and you can do great things, and you will live a very fulfilled and a satisfied life. So, I want to encourage all of you, don't give up on your dreams. It's never too late. When God chose Moses, he was 80 years old. When God used Daniel, he was an old man. No age. When God chose David, he was a very young boy. There's no age, maybe too young or maybe too old, whatever it is. This is a great day. This is a wonderful day to ask God, what is the purpose of my life? Find it and start going after it. And you will do great things. You will do amazing things, because, once you know that, something great happens. When you know what God has called you to do, you will do such great things. It will be a great blessing to yourself and everyone around you. That is the purpose. The purpose of my life is to tell you this, and I have done this. That is why we call this podcast The Winning Life, because I want you to win in life. And as you win, you will be a winner and you will affect so many people. Come on, let's win and let us have a winning life. God bless you all. Stay blessed.